Hey, thank you for checking out the video. We're back in the garage. We'll be taking a look at the EDC17 from Nitecore today. This is going to be an old school background, old school style video, no voiceover, nothing fancy. No, not much editing. We're talking about this flashlight, the features of it, specifications, what's included, the beam shots, my own 2 cents as normal. What is this thing? It's basically a flat or slim OTF style flashlight. The switch is on this little slider mechanism with detents. As you can see, the brightness ramps up as you push this slide forward. Modeled after OTF knife. Familiar with those, that the blade is in the handle, and then there's a switch on the side, and if you deploy that, the blade comes out the front. So it's called out the front knife, if you weren't familiar with that. But yeah, USB Type-C rechargeable. It is IPX7 waterproof and impact resistant to 2 meters, not 1 meter, 2 meters. Pretty cool. But yeah, this is Nitecore's best slim style EDC flashlight in my opinion. We'll get more into that later. First off, what's included? You got a manual, of course. Got a little sticker here, the safety guide and warranty card, as well as a lanyard, charging cable, USB Type A to C, and a branded cable tie from Nitecore, and then an additional tail module. And this does not have a glass breaker on it. So basically, if you need to travel with this via air, you're not allowed to have a glass breaker carry on. So what you can do is just swap out that little piece there. Looks like the screw's right there. So it should take about 30 seconds or so, and then you're able to travel with this thing if you need to. So yeah, cool option to have. Battery status illuminator here. It's in 25% increments. So if you see 4 bars, you're above 75%. If you see 3, you're above 50. If you see 2, you're above 25. And if you see 1, you're running low. Getting into some personal thoughts, I'm going to share 2 positives about the EDC17 and then 1 concern I have and my experience with that thus far. Basically, positives. First one is the ergonomics. Very comfortable flashlight to hold and use. A lot of good grip, kind of pyramid style grip on the flat surface here, the main flat surface, and then texture along the sides as well. Feels really nice. This switch I really like. I didn't know how I would feel about it, but it is really nice to use. Really, really easy to find it. And then, adjusting your output is that easy. I'm gonna go into the user interface here in a little bit. So yeah, all that to say, ergos, 2 thumbs up for me on this. Probably the most comfortable flashlight in the flat style that I've tried thus far. I really like that. Second thing I have to praise Nitecore for on this design is the clip. Way better, as mentioned before, than the EDC 23, 29, etc. And this lip goes up far enough that you can slide, like I wear a lot of jeans, you can slide down in this no problem. You don't have to pry this open and then slip it over the material. So all in all, and then the overall clip, it's not super pronounced outward. It remains relatively slim. So I'm not trying to show you that. I'm trying to show you that well here in the back. But yeah, you can see there. The clip, 2 thumbs up for me as well. Concern I have with this design was the lockout. So, you get 1500 lumens here max. You don't want that going on without you knowing it in a bag or pocket for very long. It's gonna get quite hot and potentially dangerous. So yeah, this is a kind of mechanical style lockout. This switch is on a nice detent. You can hear that, I'm sure. So you do kind of have to mean to kick it on, and that's all well and good. My concern was in pocket, if you brush up against something or whatever, if it jumps up and down a little bit, is this thing gonna kick on? I carried this for precisely 1 work day, and I have an office job. I'm not very active at work, unfortunately, but I did try to accidentally engage this by moving and sliding a little bit, and that did not happen for me in the 1 day I had this. So that's my experience, as limited as it is. But user interface, let's get into that next. Starting with the lowest level of output, which is 1 lumen. You can access that by holding this mode switch right here, and then sliding the switch into the first position. 1 lumen according to Nitecore there. Aside from that, sliding it up just gets you low, medium, high. We'll see beam shots in a moment. You can go directly to high. I really like that. That's satisfying. In fact, and then let's just talk about the mode button again. If you hit it again, you're gonna get laser. Next time you hit the mode button, it goes into UV. You have 3 different levels of output with the UV. So low, medium, and high. So yeah, good to see more than 1 level of output on UV. I usually forget to ask for this verbally, so here goes. But please hit the like button for me if you get any value out of this video, or if you hate self-promotion, or if you just miss AI content at this point. Also, hype. Hype is now a thing. I don't know what it is, how it works, but apparently you can hype videos depending on whatever platform you're watching this on. So if you can do that and want to do that for this little channel, that would be cool. That would be hype. Lowest level of output for the EDC17 is 1 lumen according to Nitecore, and that's accessed by holding the laser button and then sliding the switch forward. This looks a bit brighter than a lumen to me, but still decently low level of output. And then normal low mode is 50 lumens. That's what we're looking at right here. Medium mode is 220 lumens. I memorized this. You guys have got my, I made flashcards and everything. So if I'm wrong, make sure to roast me in the comments. We have 1500 lumen max. How come the turbo lumen output's always the easiest to remember? Lots of light. You can use the laser at the same time as the white light output, kind of in a momentary fashion. You can just click it, if I can find the button. You can just click it and hold it, so you can see that. Point things out if you need to. Pretty cool. And then if you just want the constant laser on, you'll just toggle the switch on, push the button, it'll cycle you through. Laser only, and this is not momentary. You don't have to keep holding the button. So if you're giving a very long, very intense PowerPoint presentation, your thumb won't get tired. And then if you hit the button again, you're in UV. UV mode has 3 levels of output. It's pretty cool. Usually UV is only 1 level of output, and lately some companies are adding more. 3 is actually the most I've seen personally on anything to date, so that's pretty cool. Let's get back to the white light output though. Kabam! It's pretty cool about this. If you just, let's just say you pull it right out of your pocket and just slide that switch forward, as you would an OTF. That's a blast of light, pretty satisfying. Got some ratchety clicks to it. EDC17, quite like it. Definitely Nitecore's best flat style EDC flashlight in my opinion. The EDC23 is the only other one I have experience with, but the 29 is similar. Both of those look cool. They have screens and everything. It's just the clip design on those I didn't care for. And I know there's aftermarket options, but yeah, I don't want to go through the trouble, particularly when you're spending a good amount of money on a light. This clip setup is excellent. Form factor is really good. Ergos are good in my opinion. Checking for heat here. Pretty hot. We've just been running that for what, 2-3 minutes? Not on max constantly, but I am gripping it in my fist. I don't know if you can see this. And yeah, it's warm, borderline hot, but not gonna burn skin anyway at this point in time. So the flashlight does have ATR, advanced thermal regulation, so it will regulate its output. Okay, don't get too sad, but it is going to be time to wrap up this video. My own 2 cents, I've been sprinkling in throughout the video already, but generally pretty positive. I'm not one for these flat style EDC flashlights with built-in batteries. I prefer to avoid built-in batteries. However, I will say this is probably the favorite I have. I've only had it for a day or 2, but it is very nice to operate. I didn't know how I was gonna, like this switch or not, but I really do. I think holding it this way and holding it this way is the difference. This feels good for some reason to me personally. Yeah, Nitecore, their best offering when it comes to this category, in my opinion. Depending on your needs and stuff like that. Their other flat style EDC flashlights are a little bit more tactically oriented with some tail switches back here, the ECD23, EDC29, and so on. But yeah, as far as this one goes, this would be the one I'd pick from their lineup. Probably primarily due to that clip setup as we talked about before. Quirks with it, only thing really, it's been brought up by other reviewers and I agree, accessing moonlight mode without this green laser coming on would be kind of cool. But yeah, hope you got a good look at this product and kind of how it works and if it could work for you. How does it stack up on the market? Right now, at the time of recording, I just checked, it goes for about $94.95 USD, putting it up there with a lot of other options on the market, a plethora of other competition. So which one's right for you? That's for you to decide, and I hope this video can help you do so. Hope you got value from the video in some way, shape, or form. I always appreciate you watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day. God bless you, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Now all we need is for a knife company to make a knife that looks like a flashlight, just to make things nice and confusing. And here are the slightly less terrible ultraviolet beam shots that I promised earlier. So you get 3 levels of output, low, medium, and high here. One quirk as well is that you cannot use the green laser pointer in combination with the UV light for whatever reason. Don't ask me why, and also don't ask me why you would need that. But yeah, just something to note.